All right, HeroClix fans, there is some big HeroClix IP property news, and we got that coming right up. Mr. Clicks Flicks is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has a winning role for our gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Alright guys, so today we have some, I would say, monumental HeroClix news and a friend of the channel, Dark Logos, from Starting Over Podcast. So, Mr. Shelton, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to like the 5 or 6 people that might not know who you are.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Clicksfix. But yeah, I do Starting Over Podcast on YouTube. I used to do the Quarry for The Rock. And yeah, I think I'm the longest running meta podcaster. I have the second longest running show.
Yeah, you've been on there for a while. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that would be longer.
It's Clickscast. Clickscast is the oldest.
Oh, okay.
They're over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I am 8 years this year.
Okay.
So 8 or 9. It's one of the two because I used to be on a different platform and then I brought everything over to YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right. That's awesome. And people do have some ways to find you and support you, right? I know you got Twitter, which is where your content is a lot. Plus you got YouTube. Anything else?
Yeah, but I don't bum for money on other people's shows.
Okay. I was trying to give you that opportunity. You got to pay them bills, baby.
No.
But, all right, so the big news today that I wanted to bring this man on for, well, to preface this, last time he was on here, which was for, what did we talk about? It was 2018 wrap-up, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And after the show, him and I were just talking, spitballing. We were like, man, we got to come back and do a show where we talk about IPs and some things we'd like to see Wizkids come out with in HeroClix form. And then, wouldn't you know it, today they hit us with some really big news, and it is this. They are working with Hasbro, and they landed My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, and Transformers for miniatures. Now, it said in the presser, I guess is what you'd call it, that we will see them in painted and unpainted minis. It did not specify which would be which. The painted minis makes me feel pretty good that we're going to see these in HeroClix, and they're not just going to be like little figurines that you can use for D&D or whatever. But yeah, I was flabbergasted. What did you think about this kind of news? This came out of nowhere for me.
I thought it was good for a couple of reasons. The first reason I thought it was good is like years and years and years and many moons ago when the dragons walked the earth, Wizkids, classic Wizkids, the first incarnation of the sun, came down and said, we're going to do Toon Clicks. And everybody, about pooped a brick. And I thought that was going to be like a interesting thing. I wasn't really serious about it at the time. Again, I was like 25, 26. So I was like, all right, whatever. And it gave me like this cool flashback to then with the whole idea of Toon Clicks, that having a property for like kids to play and not just mingled in with the adults playing HeroClix, I think that seems fun. At the other end, it also expands like who plays HeroClix. Yeah, because I know HeroClix is like 99% male. Yeah. Yeah, so since it's like 99% male, if you're trying to expand to a different demographic, I think it's good to have properties set up for that other demographic instead of trying to tack on another demographic into your current demographic. So if you're trying to reach kids, cool. If you're trying to reach the My Little Pony crowd, cool. Make a game that works for My Little Pony first. And if they work with the main game, fine. But first, make them work with My Little Pony first.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. I want them to do well with this, but there are like a couple of things that they can do with this license agreement that they couldn't have done before. And I like that.
Yeah, this was huge. This felt, the last time I remember being this excited for something coming out was when they first said, hey, we're getting TMNT. Like, I can remember when that was just pie in the sky. You know, hey, what's something you'd like? Everybody'd say TMNT. And then finally, at, I believe it was Worlds that year, they were like, hey, guess what you guys are getting? TMNT. So
right.
it really felt like that. And then there's like the Forever Go meme before I think there were even memes on HC Realms about My Little Pony Hero Clicks. And this made me chuckle over that. I was like, you know, you either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Right.
But you know what? I got a 3-year-old little girl, so, you know, if they do end up having My Little Pony Hero Clicks, like, I'll mess with that. But anyway, the only thing that was like confusing me a little bit, like, I'm happy WizKids got it. I'm ecstatic, and I'll be first in line to get any of these properties. But I couldn't figure out like why Hasbro, with all their resources, would give those IPs over to WizKids and NECA for the minis. Do you have any idea why they would have done that?
I have a good idea.
Yeah.
Is that if you look at some of their other like dealings, they've been losing money.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't really, I don't think they have the capital to go in and go into another like arena. And so I think just the fact that they need to get money is the big problem.
Yeah, you know, if you you know, peruse around the internet a little bit, you can find plenty of places that are illustrating how Hasbro's kind of hemorrhaging a little bit of money right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, and then definitely like they're mainly losing money in the action figures.
Mm-hmm.
Because like look at the properties that they have.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good amount of properties, but they're not really making money with most of those properties as
Mm-hmm.
much as they could be. And or it definitely is not as much as they used to. And so I think if this was like 5, even 6 years ago, mm-hmm. Hasbro had a reason to still hold off. You know, you're like, Transformers, the movie is pretty good. We're going to make some licensing money off of that a little bit. But I think the more that things have progressed, mm-hmm. I don't think they've made enough money off of their toy line after the last few Transformers movies and a few other properties. G.I. Joe really hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah. And then if you go into the G.I. Joe community, there's a fight in between the G.I. Joe community and I think it was IDW that was doing it, mm-hmm. about, you know, gender swapping and all the bunch of other stuff with characters.
Politics stuff.
Yeah, it's politics. So they're not rolling hand over fist with money. Mm-hmm. So they need to diversify, and they need an ally that they know that isn't going to screw them over royally, mm-hmm. like Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Because we know what'll happen is Wizards of the Coast makes a game, mm-hmm. they will screw over their partner if it's not their IP.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, before we get into what IPs we'd like to see, because this is big news, do you have anything out of the ones that are listed, like My Little Pony, Transformers, G.I. Joe, like, is there anything that, like, you really want to see? Like, I know for me, with, like, the Transformers, I want every single character to have shifting focus. I want the Autobots trait to be called Rollout. I want the Decepticons one to be Decepticons Terrorize. And it's just, you know, you can shift back and forth to that stuff. G.I. Joe, I mean, as long as I get some of the cartoon ones that I remember from the 80s, and, you know, Applejack's my girl for My Little Pony whenever I have to sit there and watch it with my daughter, although she'll make me play Pinkie Pie. But how about you? Is there anything, like, you really want to see out of those properties? Like a mechanic or figures? What do you got? Okay, so, of course, everybody's like Transformers shifting focus. Yeah.
That's like the most blatantly obvious ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, water's wet.
Yeah, like, oh, gosh, shifting focus Transformers.
Yeah.
It's just like this mechanic was birthed for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, shifting focus Transformers. I know one of my boys has said like he wants like Gen 1 Megatron to have a shifting focus into an equipment, so he turns into a gun.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
And it gives any character like you can use the stats of Megatron. This is my idea. Like you can use the stats of Megatron instead of your stats. And if this figure is KO'd, also KO Megatron.
Okay.
So like it gives you a reason to like put it on like certain figures. But anyway, I was looking at something that I didn't know that I wanted until I saw it. So I knew that Marvel had did Transformers before, but they had done a crossover and with Transformer to Marvel Universe called Megamorphs.
Ooh, okay.
And guess what happens?
What happens? I have no idea. Tell us, Dark Logos. Tell us.
Our main characters in the Marvel Universe turn into Transformers.
Bro. Those are Con X's all day, every day.
Oh gosh, no! This is so good.
Yeah.
So you got Transformer Megamorph Ghost Rider, Transformer Megamorph Cap, Transformer Megamorph Wolverine, and this is just the freaking cover.
Wow.
This is just the cover. I'm looking at this and I'm like, you got Transformer Megamorph Spider-Man. This looks like an 8-year-old was like, you know what my two favorite things are?
Yeah.
Transformers and Marvel Comics. I'm gonna put them together, and what would happen if Captain America was Iron Man? You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know about that. I think I saw like an image one time where it was like the Marvel heroes talking to the Autobots, but I thought it was fan art, but I guess if you're saying this, it wasn't. It was from an actual comic.
No, it's an actual comic.
Wow.
Megamorphs. Marvel Megamorphs. And it's a toy line, too.
Ooh, okay. Well,
so,
have to check that out.
Yeah, and I would laugh if it was done by Hasbro. Because then...
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just checking real quick. MSRP... Womp womp. There's no more Ghost Rider. Okay, I don't care about that. Yes! It was done by Hasbro. You can get these.
Nice.
It's great. Get these.
Nice. Oh, that's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
That'd be. I can't even fully voice like how excited I would be for something like that. I'm saying either chases or Con X's.
These could be chases all day. Like, yeah. I don't care if it's the 18th version of Cap. He's a freaking Autobot.
Yeah.
You got an Autobot keyword. You got Dr. Doom, like, is a Decepticon. Oh, gosh, that's so good.
Just to have Dr. Doom and Megatron, like, on the same team would be awesome.
Yeah.
But, all right, so I guess we'll talk about, what kind of sets do you think they would do? Like, I think My Little Pony probably be a gravity feed. G.I. Joe, you could make an argument for either one, depending on if you're doing vehicles. By the way, I want a USS Rick Flag. I want that in a HeroClick. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I want it. And Transformers, I would say, based on how they did Avengers Infinity, I'd say probably 5-figure booster. What do you think?
Okay, if I was Wizkids, I got Kenny Pena in the room. I got, Zoran, the tester in the room. I got my flow chart, and I'm doing like this. All right, Kenny, Zoran. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make My Little Pony its own game.
Yeah.
Okay. With a base 4 figures. Okay. And then you're able to get more figures that work with the base game in gravity feeds. Okay. So we can sell these at Target. We can sell these at Walmart. We can sell these at local game stores. We can sell these everywhere. Okay. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take these G.I. Joe properties and the Transformers properties, and what we're going to do is we're going to have like an IDW Transformers versus G.I. Joe event. Okay.
I didn't even think about that one.
That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay. All right. So again, I'm talking to Kenny and Saran. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have competing countertop displays that says pick your side. All right. Just like we had Civil War, you got your Autobots and then you got your G.I. Joe. Okay? And it's set real clear. And then in the gravity feed, half the set is Decepticons for the Transformers, half the set is Autobots. On the G.I. Joe side, half the set is G.I. Joe, half the set is Cobra. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Boom. Pick your side. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make these summer events. They're both 20 figures each. And so each summer, everyone wants to come back to see who's the new G.I. Joe, who's the new Transformer that I'm going to get this summer. Okay? All right, come back. All right, now, we're going to have a chase per set. We're going to have a 001 Optimus Prime, 002 Megatron, and then we're also going to have a number 20 Chase Optimus Prime and a number 21 Chase Megatron. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right, now when we go to G.I. Joe, what we're going to do is we're going to have a number 1 Duke, a number 2 is Cobra Commander, and then we're going to flip it up on them and give them the movie versions in the 20 and the 21.
Okay.
All right. So if you follow my flow chart onto the next page,
Listen, you got to do a video of you actually presenting this.
No. I mean, I need like way more money than what I have. But it's like on my next page. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something that we haven't done ever before. We're going to do this magical thing called commercial. We're going to do this magical thing called commercial for My Little Pony game. If My Little Ponies can make tons of money all these years and still exist, we can make a game that little boys and girls will go play My Little Pony. And get little bro ponies in there and the girl ponies. Heck yeah, we're gonna make money hand over fist. That's my presentation to you, Kenny and Zoran. Please listen and take into consideration. I know NECA has y'all by your throat and shaking y'all down for every penny you have.
Yeah.
Tell them we need this thing called a commercial.
Yep.
And it'll work. We air it on Cartoon Network. Might put it on some of those like unboxing kids channel. Oh yeah, this is last page. Last page.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenny, Zoran, I'm giving you $1 million. I'm giving you $1 million idea. Okay, don't give the My Little Pony and game stuff to us, the HeroClix people. Don't do that. That's a waste of time. Because all we're going to do is we're going to look to see if it's meta, and then we're going to give the rest of that stuff to our kids. What you need to do is go on to YouTube, find like these top 20 kid unboxing channels, find little Felipe, whoever the heck that little kid I keep seeing when my 3 or 4-year-old nephew runs around here looking at toys and stuff on YouTube. Okay, or Jim or Jenny or whoever the heck it is, and be like, hey kid, I see you have an unboxing channel that has over 3 million followers. You know what? Hey, how about this? Can we do some sponsored content with you? And we have a cool, simple game for My Little Pony. And then go and talk to the people that do the little My Little Pony card game. Yeah. There's a card game. And then hit them up. Don't hit the HeroClix players up because they are going to hate.
Yeah.
All right. And then you'll make all the monies.
Yes, that's good.
So Zoran, Kenny, remember, we're neutral now. I don't hate your guts at Wizkids. We're neutral. So I'm doing something that's going to help you. Don't give the My Little Pony stuff to the normal HeroClix people, or else you will not make as much money as you could. Okay? But when it comes to that G.I. Joe versus Transformers event, that's money. That's money right there. That's money right there.
Yeah.
That's my pitch.
1000%. And you know what? I think they could do a G.I. Joe and Transformers game too, where like you get reuse the HeroClix figures. They've done that a bunch of times. Right. To varying degrees of success. I agree about generally keeping the My Little Ponies out of HeroClix. I I don't know. I kind of joked earlier with somebody online that they're all going to have a trait called Friendship is Magic, and it's going to be the Super Friends chases, and it's going to be every figure in the set.
Gosh.
Like it would just be something like auto buy. But
I hate to say that. If every My Little Pony had the trait Friendship is Magic,
yep,
and there are 3 clicks, or they only come in, like they're autonomous when they come in, and they're only there for a turn, and they can do like one thing, but they can't attack.
Yeah.
Effect lasts until your next turn. Like, I outwit, or I grant you hypersonic speed, or I carry you away. Oh gosh, everybody would. This game would lose every sense of manliness that it had.
I know. I chuckled about it, but I agree with you. I would keep it a separate game if at all possible. You know, unless NECA says we must have My Little Pony hero clicks, and then if you're gonna make them, please, for the love of God, make them good.
But that's the thing about WizKids, and I'll say this: whenever WizKids is afraid that they're going to not make money, they make it broken.
Yeah. Yep. So that's, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say about these? I feel like I pretty much said everything I desperately wanted to say.
So here we go. I gave me a moment of pause. Okay. I got to reload for set 2. Okay. Kenny and Zoran, I brought you back for my second presentation.
Okay.
All right. This time, what we're going to do is, now that we got the initial introduction of G.I. Joe and Transformers to HeroClix community, let's catch them up to the metagame. So, what we're going to do this time around, we are going to have a countertop display, again, of 50% Transformers, 50% Autobots, 50% Decepticons. We're going to keep our event thing going. And remember what we did a couple of months after War of Light was sort of like winding down, and we had all these little constructs and stuff for the different lanterns and stuff? How about we have the equipment of Transformers? So we have a matrix of leadership. We have, some crystals. We got that one fruit from Beast Wars that made the guy fart all the time. We got for G.I. Joe, we're doing the same thing. We got Duke's gun. And if there's a character named Duke, he gets +1 attack. Everybody else just gets RCE. Like, we make it so that they're sort of specialized for the characters that they go with, but anyone can pick them up. Anyone can use them. Just imagine, all of a sudden, Superman picks up the matrix of leadership. And not only does he have leadership, but he has impervious on top of everything else he has. Oh, that sounds wonderful, doesn't it? So just think about this. We have a gravity feed. We have equal distribution. We'll have 40 of those little things inside, and there'll be about 25 weapons. So we'll still have people buying 2 cases. And then we'll do it for both. And then we'll wait for like one for Transformers in the spring, and then the G.I. Joe in the fall. And then there you go. We're able to also overlap and get stuff ready for U.S. Nationals, where we can display them and also have some con exclusive ones. And then at World, we can display the new weapons, see how they affect the game, and have some new con exclusive ones. There you go, WizKids. Make some more money. That's
so good. All right, I'm going to throw out what I want the Matrix of Leadership to do. You can decide if you want to pick it up or what it would do. I think leadership, result of a 4 through 6, it succeeds. 5 or 6, remove 1 token from a figure anywhere on the board that shares a keyword.
That's pretty good.
Make it like less than 10 points. I don't know, like 6 or 7. That'd be pretty decent. I'd be excited for that. And what do you think about mixing like the movies with like Transformers specifically? Like, would you think half and half, like movies and cartoons and comics, or well, that'd be thirds. But you get what I'm saying. Like, what do you think the mix is going to be on that?
I think you do it like Star Trek. You just do Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3.
Just each one's own set.
Yeah, you just go through the gens, because once you finish with the different generations of Transformers, either we're not going to care anymore, or then you might be able to make a better deal to see what you could do for the movie sets.
Okay.
because you have more hands in the pot with the movie images. But even still, with the movie images, it also comes down to what they plan to do with that whole universe. Because I don't know if it's sort of mini micro rebooted or not ever since they went to China. So what was the one before last night where we had Mark Wahlberg?
I thought that one was last night, wasn't it?
No, last night was one. I think he goes slay Space God or something. It's just been called, we're selling this to China.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been called.
Yeah.
But since then, I've sort of realized that the market and the stuff that Transformers is going for, it's not necessarily so much like us. And then with how much, I would just say the amount of stuff that they've had not sell well, having worked in Target and seen a lot of leftover Transformers stuff.
Yeah.
I think some people might be interested in getting like a second run of that money, you know, to shore up those losses that they had. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, plus I was just thinking while you were talking that if you do like an entire series in like one set, like let's say the first set that comes out is G1, and then you do like, you know, if you're doing one set a year, by the time you're done with your third set, G1 retired, so you can just cycle back and do G1 again if you know, if you have the group of players that only play modern. You know what I mean? So
I would only cycle back to Gen 1.
Yeah.
And only if you've done at least up to Gen 3 or Gen 4.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is you're going to keep getting Optimus being a truck for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, if they even touch some of the kiddier properties, he's definitely a truck. Like, in one of them, he's a fire truck.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, you can literally have Optimus Prime use Incapacitate, and after it's done, generate water terrain underneath the character that they hit. Like, you can literally do that. But I want my freaking Beast Wars. I want my Beast Wars now.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but when they do it after like set 3, I want my Beast Wars. Zoran, Kenny were cool, remember? But Zoran, I want my Beast Wars. All right, but yeah.
All right. That's awesome. Yeah, I think hopefully the people at home understand how excited we both are for this, like genuine excitement.
Yep.
So I feel like I said pretty much everything I needed to say. So we're going to go on to properties that are not listed on this that we'd like to see. So the first one that I'll just throw out the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it's my understanding Hasbro bought Saban. So, I mean, it's not a huge stretch to say, hey, the same company can do this. Again, we're running into the problem of, it's sort of like what you said with, like, the Transformers and G.I. Joe. Like, there's a big scaling difference between, like, if you want to do the Zords or the individual Power Rangers. So it'd probably be in, like, a, like, Avengers Infinity style thing, or just two separate gravity feeds. Like, one is the Zords, another one is the Power Rangers and all the bad guys and stuff like that. What do you think about like those Super Sentai type guys?
Yeah, I'm looking at this now.
Yeah,
like they bought Power Rangers.
Yeah,
that to me is interesting. Because I gotta say again, it fits into where WizKids is right now. If they prove that they can have a hit. And then be like, hey, guess what? All right, I'm back, Kenny and Zoran. All right. I've been making you money for 4 years now. All right. Kenny, I know you're running WizKids. Zoran, you somehow made the grand coup and took over NECA. All right, it's you can say thank you later. All right. So again, remember what we did in Phase 2, where we made a bunch of cool weapons?
Yeah.
Guess what? We're going to do this again. All right. But on top of that, we're going to introduce Morphin coins. Morphin coins.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have basic weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and then as an additional attachment that is unique unto itself, we're going to have morphing coins. And what you get to do with your morphing coin is you'll pay 5 points for it. It starts with on top of the character at the beginning of the game. You pay, and it's attached, but it's not equipped. It's attached.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And for 1 turn, you get to morph and get +1 stats across the board.
Oh, that'd be good. I didn't even think about the morphing coins themselves. Oh, that's good.
All right. So each morphing coin is going to have a unique ability, such as if I go Red Ranger Tyrannosaurus power, just
yeah,
get that going. All right. I get to use leadership, and I get to activate leadership as a free action, even though it's not the beginning of my turn. And if I fail leadership, I get to remove a token from myself. Okay?
Yeah.
Or if I'm, Black Ranger, Mammoth power, I have super strength when I activate. Or if I am the Yellow Ranger, I have improved movement by 1, or improved movement ignores characters. If I'm the Pink Ranger, I have flight.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to introduce morphing coins. And so we're going to do something similar because they're getting a little tired of Transformers. I know, we've taken over NECA. That's our job. That was our plan from the beginning. All right. So we're going to take this slow. We're going to do Power Rangers like what is it? They do like the retrospective. We're going to have the classic 5 Power Rangers. We're going to have Putties. We're going to have villain Green Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Green Ranger. And then we're going to get White Ranger. And I know what some of you are thinking. What are we going to do about the Zords?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do about the Zords? Well, guess what? What does everybody really want in the end? What does the kid and heart want in the end? We're going to make double-sized boosters, just like the ones we did in Avengers Infinity.
Yes.
We're going to make bigger boosters. We're able to put more characters inside. We're able to make it a standard set, and everyone will call us the heroes that we deserve to be.
That is an excellent sales pitch. I want that set, and I want it right now, Wizkids.
Yeah. And the best part is, so what if they're 2x2? They're freaking Zords.
Yeah, I would. I do the Zords 2x2, and then if you get like the Megazord, have it be like a 4x4 a la like Giant Girl style size, and the same thing for like the monsters, like when they grow up.
I also have something special to tell you too.
Okay, hit me with it.
Prize support. Special event, summer 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Summer 2023. I'm calling it now. Power Rangers come back to Angel Grove. Okay, that's what we're going to call it. Power Rangers come back to Angel Grove. All right, so month 1, you have a chance of winning a standard Megazord 2x2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Month 2, you're going to get Gordon 2x2.
Mm-hmm.
Month 3, so we're going to August. We're going in August.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a Lord Zed 2x2, and then ending off in September, we're going to get the Ultra Megazord. Yes, the Megazord riding the Brontosaurus.
Yes.
2x4. 2x4.
Okay, I can dig it.
Final prize for you to win. We will get all the butts in the seats.
Yes.
2023. I'm calling it. Thank you very much. Put my presentation up.
Oh, that'd be so good. I could not physically throw enough money at WizKids if they did that. Like I don't make enough money to throw all the money that they would deserve for that idea at them. Oh, that'd be so good.
It all rights for you to use all of this.
Yes. Yeah, anything that I say that you guys like, just please use it. You don't even got to say nothing to me. Just please just do it. All right, so
do me a favor and just ship me a set of it and bribe me off. I'll take that too.
There you go. I like it. If anybody deserved a free brick, it's you.
By now. By now.
But all right. So what do you got for your first property to toss out there?
I don't know. I gotta be honest. If with them doing all the things that they're doing, mm-hmm. there's only one thing that I would really want, mm-hmm. and it makes me a little sad inside mm-hmm. that I know I'll never get it, and I know it won't make money. I want Reboot. I don't want the redone live action crap that they try to do. No, I want my CGI Reboot. I want my Enzo with the freaking with the Uzi. I want mm-hmm. my Bob with a functional glitch. I want my Megabyte. Oh gosh, I want all of that. I want Megabyte with Blaze Claw's fangs, Steel Energy, and a zombification effect. Where if he hits you, he puts a virus token on you, and if he kills you, you are res back up with -1 stats. That's what I want.
Oh, that'd be good. I haven't thought about. This is the first time I thought about Reboot in years. I remember it on Toonami on Cartoon Network. That was a good series.
Oh yeah, when they had what was that final villain? I forgot what her name was. She had like mind controlled and infected all the Guardians. Yeah. That was a hella good. Oh yeah. Okay, Wizkids, 2028. I'm old. Do an old man a favor. Make some Reboot. Okay. I just want to have Mike the TV on the bottom of every booster saying like every brick of Reboot clicks gives you awesome entertainment. Something like that. I just Mike the TV to be over the top like Mike the TV is.
Okay. That's all. I could deal with some Reboot. What do you think? I think the cast is probably more of a countertop display though.
It's one and done.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Bitch.
Okay.
At my tier 5.
I know. It always like hurts when you like know that something's not going to be made, but take heart because that's how I felt about TMNT, and that's how a lot of people feel about Transformers, and it looks like we're getting those, baby. So there might be reboots someday. But let me see here. I got a couple listed. So the next one I have is Shonen Jump. That gets you like DBZ, Naruto, Rurouni Kenshin, like make a bunch of the anime people happy. Because for a while there I thought about like, just Dragon Ball Z, just Naruto and stuff like that. But I don't know that a set of just one of those particular universes would be how good they do. But I think if you did the entire Shonen Jump line, I think that would sell better to more people. Plus that gets you back Yu-Gi-Oh! You could toss Yu-Gi-Oh in there.
I hate to say it, you're right, but it's going to be bogged down by Boruto.
Yeah.
I hate Boruto. I hate Boruto so much.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just I'd like to see him make that just to bring the anime kids in. And I really want to see Goku finally put Superman in his place. But that's really about it for that one. I just think it'd be cool. I think the mechanics would be cool. I'd like, again, going back to the objects, can I get 7 Dragon Balls that grant me like something super special if I am able to get them all? Like I gotta put them like none can be within 6 squares of each other anywhere on the map, and then like I can pick them up, and once I get them picked up, like I get to bring something cool.
You bring Shinron in,
yeah,
on his 100-point click.
Yes, that'd be cool. I'd go for that. That'd be all right.
Yes.
Like, I've never thought about how to do that, but I'd like that kind of mechanic in there.
Yeah, have to have the Shinron Colossal though.
Yes,
that's the problem. Though no. You bundle the Dragon Balls with the Shinron Colossal.
Ooh, okay.
There you go, and you sell it for $60.
Okay,
it's a non-exclusive.
You dirty person, you making it a.
I'm telling you, WizKids, hire me as a contractor, pay me about $10,000 a year, and give me all the product. I will make y'all so much money with these ideas. I got my hand on the pulse of the community.
There you go.
Like that.
Yep, straight in the veins. All right, so that's that one. The next one I have is like kind of an obscure one, is Visionaries, where they Knights of the Magical Light. It was like something from the 80s. They had like 2 seasons, and they had these animal totems on their chest, and they could turn into the animals.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, owned by Hasbro.
World type thing.
Yep, owned by Hasbro. Had an IDW comic book. Let's throw them in there with Transformers and G.I. Joe, and let's go. Because they had a crossover event. It was like everybody versus everybody, and Visionaries were in there.
There you go.
And other than that, I'd like to see them bring back horror clicks, like with the aliens and the predators and stuff like that. Like they kind of did it with the horror set. I'd like to see them circle back around to that, because I know how much NECA just loves Predator anyway. And it'd be cool to have like that stuff redone. Get like a Dutch, like the people from the original Predator movie that people really liked and stuff like that.
You said something, and it made me think of one comic book property that I don't think they could get.
Okay.
But if they did get it, it would be really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, so if I was to tell you there was a supergroup that was sort of like the X-Men and sort of was like Doom Patrol, and also add in government conspiracies and psyops and stuff, wouldn't you think that was a great comic book?
Yeah, I'd say sign me up. That sounds like a good read.
Yes, it was sort of a good read. And that's why we should have Harbinger clicks.
Okay. Variant
comics. We should have Harbinger clicks. Like the old Harbingers and the new Harbingers redone. Harbinger clicks.
Okay.
But that's has nothing to do with Hasbro, though.
Right. That's fine. I mean, if they're not doing it, are there even Harbinger figures or anything right now? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So it might be cheap enough to pick up, where they're like, hey, here's a display. Have
Valiant, not Variant. Valiant. My bad. Valiant.
Okay. And what I got other than that, like then there's the typical, like, let's run down all the 80s TV shows. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, stuff like that. Conveniently all, again, owned by Hasbro. So
Fast Forces. Fun Fast Forces. That's, again, Wizkids. Listen to me. You need to hire me as a consultant. Fun Fast Forces. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to your childhood. Thundercats. Fast Forces. Mm-hmm. Skeletor, all their crew. Fast Forces. He-Man, Master of the Universe. Fast Forces. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to have the whole lineup in there. You just need to have like enough of a team. Right. You don't even have a hero pack, villain pack, hero pack, villain pack, and then henchman pack.
Yep.
There you go. Wizkids, I'm telling you, hire me as a contractor. $10,000 a year plus all the product. I'll make you 1,000 times more dollars than what you pay me.
That's these are some good ideas. I like these. I like the idea of like the separate packs too. They sort of did that with Avengers versus X-Men. I haven't seen them do it since then though, where it was like, kind of opposite packs, but it was a good idea. I don't know what the logistics were on their end of doing that. Like if that's, that big of a hurdle or something like that. But I do like the idea of that. I do like, for all those other properties, obviously Fast Forces would be something that was good. Fast Forces starter sets. And then the more exclusives you can toss into those, the better they sell.
Yes.
If it's like, okay, well, like you said, Matrix of Leadership, only way to get it is in the Autobots Fast Forces.
Only way to get an Autobot Fast Forces.
Yeah.
And Wizkids, if you have a problem with minions, do like you did with the Turtle Fast Forces. Put the Pogs inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll take it one step further. Put the Pogs inside, and then have a premium Dyson token pack with nicely printed Pogs if I really want that many of them. And I want to not worry about me soiling them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when they did that with this last set, not to get too off subject, but when they did that with this last set, Earth X, I was like, finally, somebody stopped and said, wait a minute, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. And they did it. And they should have released a second one with like the Stegron tokens and hired flunkies. But I'm hoping that they realize how hopefully these are selling good. I know that we sold out at my venue. But such a good idea. And if they can do that, sell me, I'd buy 2 if they came with different things. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Or if you got like a Mudman, I'll buy however many.
There's one problem with that. They need to make sure that the stats are correct.
Yeah.
Because Steelbow on the map and also on the map pack has 1 less range than Steelbow on Iron Man's card. So it's sort of dumb right now that if you generate Steelbow from the card, he has a 7 range. If you generate Steelbow from the map, he has a 6 range. So until WizKids comes out and says which range is correct, it would be based off of the source, because the source of where the figure comes from, or the token comes from, matters.
Yeah, I'd agree. A little bit more concentration on quality control. But you know what? They're going to be making so much money from this that they're going to be able to hire 3 or 4 extra editors. Just watch that.
It's all the money.
all the money. WizKids, if you watch this episode, you don't even got to say you watched it, but congratulations, you now have all the money there is to be had.
Yeah, you're going to be printing money.
Yeah.
You're going to be printing money. And even with like He-Man, they got that She-Ra show or whatever.
Yeah, on Netflix, yep.
Yeah, you could just make some She-Ra clicks and get some people that like She-Ra to buy it.
Right. Yeah, She-Ra with Masters of the Universe would totally sell. You could do Fast Forces, you could do the gravity feeds. And then depending on like what properties, like G.I. Joe, you could have all the vehicles. Depending on what you want to do with like Cringer and Skeletor's Panther, like that could be like a special LE something or other. Or you could only get them in the Fast Forces. That way you can still have like your countertop display size packs, and that's the only way to get them. Like, people are gonna buy that. People are gonna buy it for the one thing. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all the properties I really have, other than like tossing out Voltron, which is basically Mighty Morphin Power Rangers again.
You might as well, just do Power Rangers.
Yeah. But that's all I got. You got anything else that you want to say before we get this wrapped up?
Oh, no. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for joining. It's always fun when we have you on here. It's just a good time. Make sure to check him out at Starting Over Podcast on YouTube. Criminally undersubscribed. Videos are a little long, but well worth it. Like, they're long with a purpose. It's not just people rambling to ramble. It's long, but informational. And then he's also got his Twitter. Make sure to check that out at Starting Over Podcast, because
at Start Over Pod.
At Start Over Pod.
It came from outer space, baby.
There you go.
I have the best Twitter.
Yes. And that's it. Anything else you want to plug?
No. I just thank you for having me on.
Yep.
And I look forward to coming back.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys. Well, that's all we have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.